Again, the news from CBS News tonight that Walter Cronkite, once the most trusted man in America, has passed at the age of 92. He was the anchor of the CBS News from 1962 to 1981, a constant presence for so many people who grew up or watched the news during those 1960s and 1970s. Joining us now is Margaret Carlson of The Week magazine and Bloomberg News. And Margaret, I know you have your own memories of watching Walter, but what are you thinking now?
That piece, which was wonderful, it reminded me how much the news mattered and how much he mattered to the news. You know, my daughter's first recognizable face from the TV was, as she said, Walter Cronkite, because you know how you would choose your broadcast. That was the one that we turned on. And, you know, he was always old. I remember, can you remember Walter Cronkite being young? And he always had that authority that comes with looking old. And then he had it just because of what he conveyed and how he did it. And it's no slight to the people doing the news now, including you, David. But, you know, he's part of the greatest generation that Tom Brokaw wrote about. And we've come a ways since then, and it's not that it's not as good. It's just that it's different now, and it mattered so much back then that when something happened, you would tune in to Walter Cronkite.
Walter Cronkite's family said that he had been suffering recently with a cerebrovascular disease, which is essentially the veins and the arteries in your brain, in your head, essentially degenerating. So I gather it was tough at the end, but by all accounts, he had a remarkably healthy, very rewarding and enriching life.
Well, and knowing how to say goodbye at the right time was another gift he had. He left when he still had some good years in him and spent them with his family and spent them sailing and seemed to, you know, just lead a good, happy life, which is harder these days in the 24/7 news cycle. Back then, you felt like there was a possibility that you know, people like Walter Cronkite thought about the news. He was an anchor in the sense that he was heavy and grounded, but he also still had time to report and have a life.
Margaret Carlson with Bloomberg. Margaret, thank you so much. Again, the end of a television broadcasting era. CBS News announcing the death of Walter Cronkite at the age of 92. We will have more on the impact on television, the impact on the news, and more memories of Walter Cronkite. On the other side of this break, you're watching Countdown on MSNBC.